Assalamu alaikum. We back with part 2. Continuance of the first video, the questions from the brothers and sisters. We got some more questions, inshallah. Brother Issa will be able to answer those. The next question is, what's the worst sin in Islam?
Worst sin in Islam is ascribing partners with Allah. That's unforgivable. You ain't no get back. Another one is homosexuality. Another one is magic. There are a lot of major sins. There are some minor sins, but the worst ones off top that really is no get back from is Tawheed. I mean, not believing in Tawheed or you ascribing partners with Allah. Ain't no get back. There's no repentance for that.
So shirk is the number one sin in Islam.
Number one, ascribing partners with Allah. The magic is another. Is another one is considered a major sin. Homosexuality considered a major sin, and it's like 60 to 70 different majors, but those are the ones off top that just you can no get back from.
Okay. The next question is, how are the translations of Quran different, and how can a non-Muslim tell if they're reading a good one?
With that I mean that from the English translation. Well, you know, really, alhamdulillah, the scholars that translate the Quran do what they can, but you're never going to give an accurate transliteration reading in English unless you yourself learn how to actually read the Arabic, because the Arabic actually goes into a little more depth and what the message is or what it's saying. So English is pretty much the same. The wording may be just a little bit different, but you still get the gist of what's being said. So you have to roll with that until you can. That's the importance of the tafsir. Pay attention to the actual tafsir and pay attention to the historical point of why that ayah was revealed, to give you a better in-depth understanding of what's being said, and looking at the elaborations of hadith of that particular ayat or surah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. What would be your advice for someone losing his or her faith?
Allah tells us in the Quran, Surah 23, ayat 2, that do you say you would believe and you will not be tested? Through our tests, Allah testing us, it shows that He cared enough to allow you to be tested. Prime example, look at Job. Whether you look at it from a biblical standpoint or whether you look at it from the hadith standpoint, I think the hadith is it goes in a little more detail, because Job lost everything. He was stripped of everything, and he became physically sick. He became mentally drained, and just his wife ended up doing things to him, and ended up leaving, and he was pretty much ran through the dirt. And I always dealt with this in the past with brothers and sisters, and I always point out, look at the story of Job and tell me if what you're going through is that bad on the level what Job went through, and then compare your life to what Job went through, and he never once lost faith in Allah. He still kept pushing, and because of his endurance, of him having his faith in Allah, he was blessed abundantly. Allah tells us also in the Quran that what I have removed from you, I replace it with equal and better. Because Job had went through what he went through, and he endured, and not once cursed Allah, never once lost his faith, he was blessed with better and more.
Alhamdulillah. All right, well, thank you. That concludes the questions for today. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, this helped the brothers and sisters have a little understanding on these topics.